So I would like to request Lord Qurban Hussain to give us his contribution, what he is going to do as a member of parliament now. Lord Qurban sir, please.
Thank you, Raja. Thank you for inviting me here today. First of all, I'm not a lord yet. I'm not nominated lord. I haven't taken my oath yet, which is not going to happen until end of January. Then formally concluded. In any case, this is an important meeting actually with regard to the human rights issue. Human rights have been always very close to my heart. As many of you know, I'm one of those who was actually born in Kashmir. And although I've been brought up in this country for 14 when I came over, I can very clearly remember the aftermath and the results of the war that happened between India and Pakistan and Kashmir. Where I lived wasn't very far from the line of control. And we were the first people to meet those who were actually suffering from the war and coming over. Many of them didn't have, the limbs were missing. Many of them had awful stories to tell of the human rights suffering on the other side. But I have lived nearly 40 years of my life in this country now, and during these years I have always tried my best to take part in highlighting the situation in Kashmir and the human rights. And I think people need to understand that whilst there is an international dispute and India and Pakistan both have fought many wars over it, international community largely believes it's a bilateral issue. And India is happy with that because then the rest of the world washes their hands off, well, it's a bilateral issue, you go and sort it out. But when it comes to negotiation, it tells Pakistan, mind your own business, it's my internal affair. And therefore, bilateralism never takes them anywhere. And it is important for the international community to understand that. Two countries which have fought wars and they have a very different understanding of the issue. They need to be brought together to resolve it. By themselves, they will never come to agree on anything. One calls its integral part, other says it's my bloodline. So, they will never agree on that unless some important, influential friends, good friends like Britain. Britain, we hold Pakistan and India, both are dear friends. I think we are in a better position, our government here in the UK, in a better position to bring the countries together and say, look, it's been going long enough. And actually, with time, things, instead of improving, things have gone terribly wrong and worse. For example, in the last few years, what Indian government has done, the parliament actually, the Indian parliament has given special powers to their forces in Kashmir. Nowhere else in the country, but in Kashmir. And those special powers allow them to go and do whatever they want. And nobody can ask them a question. They can never be brought to justice. And there are so many cases of human rights in that part of the world. And the world needs to recognize that. And they need to ask the Indian government, first and foremost, please, can you repeal these laws? Can you take these special powers away from your forces so that they don't, Kashmir is treated very, very differently than any other Indian state. It's like occupying forces, and it is not a secret. Anybody can go on the internet and type into YouTube, and you will find the day-to-day beatings right in front of the cameras that the Kashmiri people are having to suffer. Nowhere in the world, nowhere in other parts of India, for example, but it does happen in Kashmir. People are gone missing. They are being put in prisons for years and years and years without anybody knowing about it. International organizations are barred from going in there, going in Kashmir and investigating what's happened. And there are mass graves which have been discovered in the recent past where so many dead bodies are being buried, nobody knows who they are. And the general consensus is that perhaps a lot of them is those who have gone missing. People have been taken away from their own homes by the secret agencies and they have never been seen again. And perhaps many of those who are buried in those mass graves are the bodies of those people. but who can tell who they are? Because India is not allowing anybody to go in there. So these are some of the very basic things perhaps our government can ask India. Even if India calls it integral part, why don't you treat them as other states? You're not. You're treating them as an occupied area. And you need to at least give them that freedom first of all, and then of course we need to move on. There is an international obligation on India. It was India who took the matter into the United Nations in the first place and promised a plebiscite, a right of self-determination that people will actually decide about their future. And with time, it has changed its stance. But I think we need to go back to that stage sooner or later, because it's not going to go away. India perhaps thought after 1940s that, oh, one generation or two it was going to die away. And of course, what's happened? Every new generation has come up and they have, gone up again and said, no, it's not going to go away until you give sound rights. And I think it is never going to go quiet, and I think we're never going to have peace and prosperity in that part of the world until that issue is resolved according to the wishes of the people. And I think we here in Britain, yes, I fully understand we can't force any of the countries to do anything. We can't feel in that sense. But at the same time, we have a big leverage being good friends of both of the countries. And as I said, they are so bitterly against it. They have their own views on the issue, and they're never going to agree with each other until and unless a third power, be it the United States, be it the United Kingdom, can bring them together and say, give them a little bit of a time frame and say, please, can we sit down on the table? Can we sort it out? And ask India to first and foremost, to behave responsibly with regard to the human rights, first of all. And as soon as I'm able to, as I said, I'm not in the House yet, but as soon as I'm able to, I'm always willing, and I will remain interested and be part of the group in the House of Parliament to do whatever I'm able to do, along with the other party colleagues. It's not a one-party issue. I think there's a cross-party Kashmir group, and I'm willing to be part of it and do whatever I can. You have my word that whatever I'm able to do, I will be able to carry out. Thank you very much.